Oh, my dear friends, welcome back after the Chag. We're holding page 23. We're still started the mimer called Shchora Ani ונאוה. It says that Shlomo HaMelech writes in Shir Hashirim that we are black but beautiful. And we went into this whole concept of what does it mean black and beautiful. So we went into this concept called white light and black light. The white light is the parchment, and the black light is the ink. And we went into this whole concept that really the ink is what tells you what the message is, because if you just have white parchment that without any letters, there's nothing you could understand. It's like infinite. So the greatest gift that Hashem did was He condensed it into the black letters, and we made words, and now we can read the Torah. Breshit, Bara, Elokim, there's actual letters, there's actual words, there's ink, there's everything there. So therefore, the concept of black is not a concept of negative, it's a positive, because only through the ink, which means the letters, that's the only way I could benefit from the light. Because if I only have the white, which is infinite light, without any letters, I won't understand what the light is saying. So really the black letters is the greatest gift for the light, because it tells us what it says. You understand clearly? Now we're going into a concept, and I want to talk about it for a few minutes before we go inside. It's called two different types of angels. One is called seraphim, and the second is called oifanim. Now, why is the seraphim called seraphim? Because seraphim means like consumed and burnt. Ofanim is circles. It's like an ofan, a circle. Which is the higher angels? Seraphim. They're much higher than Ofanim. We say it every day in the davening of Seraphim, Vaifanim, V'chayes HaKadosh, Berash, Gadol. Now, what's this concept of angels? Why did Hashem create angels? Why do we need angels? Why did Hashem create the angels? So there's two types of angels. There are angels that are called mashpiim, and there are angels called mikablim. What's the difference? Mashpiim means there are angels that their whole mission is to give, to provide. So Hashem created these angels, it's almost like tools. You know, you want to pour wine from a big barrel into a small bottle, you need a funnel. So the angel is like a tool. So Hashem made an angel, and the angel is where the light of Hashem goes through, and then the angel gives it to us. But when it goes through the angel, it's like the black ink. Means it's so condensed, it's so limited and concealed that we could at least enjoy it, because it's not too above us. You understand what the angels do? So they
also,
then
when they must be, they're going up and then they're coming down.
No, we're going to get to that. Now there's another type of angel. Their job is not to provide or to give. Their job is always to go up higher and higher and get closer to Hashem. In other words, they weren't created to provide. They were created just to get closer to Hashem. That's called seraphim.
They need to get closer, or we?
The angels. Angels. Now, there is a thing that we say many times in Tehillim and in the davening, Mizmor Shir. What's the difference between Mizmor and Shir? And sometimes it says Shir Mizmor. You know, sometimes you say Mizmor and then Shir, and sometimes it says Shir Mizmor. So like every morning before Baruch Shama, we say Mizmor Shir, Chanukat Habayis. So first Mizmor, and then the Shir. Then there is Shir Mizmor Levnei Korach on the second day of the week. That's the Yom Yom. So what's the difference? The Torah says an interesting difference. According to Kabbalah, shir means with your mouth. Mizmor means with klei zemer, with instruments. Now, which is a higher level of music? Is it the instruments a higher level of music, or the mouth is a higher level of music?
Instrument.
And the Torah says the mouth. Interesting. Very much higher level. Why? An instrument is vessels. It's different utensils, different equipment, and they create a song. So it's beautiful, it's nice, it's beautiful songs, it's made from many pieces and whatever. When you sing from your mouth, shir of which is called shir bepeh, it's a whole higher level. Why? It's already from your soul expressing a connection to the above. So when you sing a song, it's almost like you're connecting to a higher level. There's a famous expression in Torah, chazanim are naranim. Chazanim are fools. Chazanim means a person that sings with a nice voice. Why? Because when you sing with a real nice voice, your soul gets so connected to such a high level of experience, and they almost could connect to the true essence of Hashem, but they don't do it. They stop. So they're fools. Why don't they just get one more step? They would be right in the right connection. The Leviim, every day in the Beit HaMikdash, they had two types of Leviim. There were the Levites that played instruments, and then there were the Levites that played with the singing with their mouth. So when I say Mizmor Shir, you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to take the instruments and elevating it that it should become part of the shir of the mouth. In other words, what I want to do is I want to take the song and make it more godly, more spiritual, more connected to above. So I play instruments, but I'm singing. And the instrument is just to enhance and to be part of the singing of the mouth. You followed me here? So it means I'm elevating the instruments to be part of the song. Then there's the other way around. Shir Mizmor. Shir Mizmor means my goal is not to lift you up and to bring everything up. My goal is to bring everything down. Meaning, I'm now going to start with my mouth, but I'm going to go bring it into the instruments. And then it becomes a song more connected to this world rather than lifting you up. It brings you back down. There's an interesting concept when a Jew used to bring a sacrifice in the Beis HaMikdash, and they bring in a sacrifice, they did a sin, whatever. The question is, what does the sacrifice got to do with the sin? I mean, an animal, what is it? I feel bad for the animal. You take an animal, a goat or a lamb, you slaughter him, oh, and God forgives me for the sin. I'm the sinner, the animal gets slaughtered. It's like not even fair. The animals should be held up for that he didn't sin. The person should be slaughtered, not the animal. So the answer is, interesting answer, that when breeding an animal, it's a metaphor of our animal soul, that we realize we have to get rid of our animal soul. So what happens? You bring the animal to the Beis HaMikdash, and then the Leviim used to sing with their mouth songs that got your soul to expire from your body. As soon as they saw you're about to expire and you're gonna plotz out of here, then they sing songs to bring you back down. Shir Mizmor.
Who saw? The animal?
Leviim. Leviim used to sing songs for the person that brought the sacrifice that he would expire like the animal. So it was very moving songs that lifted you up. And it lifted you up to such a high level that you almost felt that you had no more animal soul. Then they sang songs that to bring you back down. So that's why you have songs that lift you and bring you up, and then the songs that bring you back down. So like when you sing like a very heart A lot of it you could see also with, there's an instrument called, like a flute, you know, you know what I mean? Like David HaMelech had, the violin, kinnor. It's a harp. It's a very, very fine song. It brings you up. And then there is songs that bring you down. So now, what does it got to do with anything? The malachim, they're singing a whole day. Why do they sing? They say shira, they sing. What are they singing? Because they want to go up. The only way you could lift yourself up is by singing a song which talks to your neshama. And an angel has a soul, and an angel has also a body. Obviously, the soul and the body of an angel is spiritual, but there's still a guf v'neshama. So an angel has a kind of a form and has a chomer, and when it sings songs, it lifts itself up. So what do the angels say? Kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Why 3 times kadosh? Why do I have to say 3 times? It's hard to jump once. Because how many worlds are there? 3, Bria, Yitzira, and Asiya. And when they say Kadosh, they want to lift themselves up from one world. So they get out of the world of Asiya, and they jump into the world of Yitzira. Then they say Kadosh again. They get out of the world of Yitzira, they jump into the world of Bria. And they say Kadosh again to get to the world of Atzilut, which you totally plots, you know? So that's the idea.
They fall back?
Huh?
They fall back?
Oh, so there's 2 types of angels. There's Yoytze Misharsim, Vasher Misharsav. There are angels that they just exist once.
Oh.
They go up, 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 and then they become part of the infinite light. Mm-hmm. They're no more independent creature. It's called Vasher Yoitzer Misharsim. What does Yoitzer mean? Creates Misharsim, his servants, which is the angels.
But this is the only thing that they do, like trying to go up. They don't do anything in this.
Right. Then there's Vasher Misharsav. Then there's angels that Hashem created. No, your job is to bring down. So if I want to bring health to someone, it goes through Malach Raphael's team. He has a few 100 million angels, and he sends them a team. That's bringing it down. Mm-hmm. But when you bring it down, you're getting to black. As you go up, you're going closer to the light. So then it's white. But when I want to bring something down, the only way I'm going to bring it down is what? Black, because I have to condense it, I have to conceal it, I have to limit it, and that's the black letters like. That's the idea of black. You getting what I'm trying to say? So the black is when I have to bring something down. The white is going, upwards. So does it make sense a little what I'm trying to say? So you have angels are always singing. You have going up by singing. You have also singing coming down. That's what I said, the difference between Klei Zemer and Klei Shir. Klei Zemer is to bring it down. Shir is to bring it up. Ein Shira Ela Bepeh. The main singing is with your mouth. A beautiful voice. The Leviim had voices so loud that you were able to hear in Chevron from Yerushalayim without a microphone. It was very powerful. They were to carry a tune for without catching their breath for a few minutes, very powerful. That was like bringing it up and down. So sometimes you have a going up, sometimes you have going down. Well, for example, let's take Shabbos. The 6 days of the week, Hashem's energy is coming down. So Sunday, there's an energy to create Sunday. And we work a whole Sunday. Then Monday, there's an energy to create Monday, like the 6 days of creation. What happens Friday night? Vayichulu. What does Vayichulu mean? The whole world goes up. It doesn't end, it goes up. Meaning it goes to its source. So it's no more action, it goes into, we call it thought. It's a different world. That's why the reason on Shabbos you don't do action, you mean like creation, because Shabbos you're on a world of thought, machshava, which is the world of bria. But how do I get from the 6 days of the week? How do I get up to all of a sudden? How do I jump from action to thinking a different world? So it's called Lecha Dodi. What is Lecha Dodi? Lecha Dodi lekras kala. Dodi means Hashem. Dodi is my beloved Hashem. Kala is the Jewish people. So Hashem says, you know what? On Friday night, I'm going to come towards you. The Chatan, Hashem, I'm going to come towards you, and I'm going to help you lift your whole 6 days up. So we're singing Lecha Dodi lekrat kala. Hashem comes to the Jew and he says, come, let's go. Boy, I'm going to pick up. You worked the whole 6 days. 6 days. You did everything I wanted to do. Now let's lift the whole world to the level of machshava. So the reason you're not doing action on Shabbos, because Shabbos is a different world. It's not like Hashem is not creating the world, but it's not a world of action. It's a world of going up. It's like the angels that are constantly going up. So when you're going up, when you're not there to provide, you're there to just connect higher. So when you're connecting higher, you don't have the mode of being down here to do work because you're just going up. That's what Shabbos is. That's why we make kiddush and we sanctify the Shabbos. What does the angel say? Kadosh. Kadosh. Every time they say kadosh, they're jumping to a higher level. Kadosh means holy. They realize, what does it mean? They realize they want to reach a level they're not there. Whenever you say holy, it means it's distinct. It's unique. It's above. Kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Same thing with us. Friday night, kadosh. Shabbos morning, kadosh. Shabbos afternoon, kadosh. So it's 3 levels of Shabbos that we're going higher, higher, and higher till mincha, afternoon, shalosh shudas, which is the highest. It's called Raiva, the Chol Raiva, and you reach shoo. And then when it comes Matzah Shabbos, boom, they push you back down and say, okay, now you're going to work another 6 days, go work in the world, collect all the sparks of God, and now we're going to lift you up again Friday. So it keeps going every Shabbat to a higher level.
But
You understand what I'm saying?
Them down, no?
Huh?
When we say Shalom Aleichem, we call the Malachim down.
No, they're not down, they're already here.
Already.
They're already here with you. They're coming home with you from shul. And you say, Shalom Aleichem, it was nice to see you, angels. Where were you a whole week? Well, a whole week, the angels were in the world of Yitzira, Bria, and we were in the action world. Now we got up, we went up to a new world. Now we could talk to the angels. How you doing? How you feeling? Would you like some coffee? Would you like to drink something? Have a seat. Not only that, the angels, we ask the angels to bless us. What do we say to the angels? Bless us that next week should be the same thing and even more.
Rabbi, what's the story with the 3 times? Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem.
Again, kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Everything is 3. In Judaism, it's 3 levels. I'll put it more in a practical sense. Maaseh, dibur, machshava. Maaseh is action, dibur is speech, and machshava is thought. We have 3 worlds that we're always dealing with. The lowest is action, which is this world. Then there's dibur, which is the higher world, and machshava, which is higher, which is asiya, yitzira, and bria. Those are the 3 worlds.
Machshava, no?
Machshava is like Shabbat. Shabbat is machshava. But then there's the maaseh, which is the 6 days of the week, which you do the action. But the machshava, that's Shabbat.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So now when I'm going to read inside, I hope this will... Now just to conclude, which angels are higher? Seraphim. Which angels are lower? Ophanim. Seraphim means they get burnt up. What do you mean they get burned up? They're always focusing to go up so they're consumed in the light. They're not the ones that come down. Ophanim. They just not only evaporate, they stay, they're always going up. They have nothing to do with down here.
So why is it created? What's the purpose?
So this is an interesting question. Why did Hashem need angels to always love him? Like, It's like almost like you're saying to someone, I created people to love me, so I feel loved. You know what I'm saying? Hashem doesn't need to feel loved. Hashem doesn't need love. Hashem is Hashem. But this is a good question, why Hashem created angels that love Hashem, angels that have yirah, like awe of Hashem, angels that have like rachamim, mercy. There's different types. That's a good question. But I'm just giving you the two different types, and we're going to deal with in this, and we're going to learn this one paragraph, this oath. So we finish at least this concept of angels, and again, this has to do with the white light and the dark light, because dark light means it's condensed to your level. White light means it's infinite and you can't connect to it. Is it clear? So let's read page 23, the left column, the second paragraph. You see it? V'zehu. V'zehu sha'asrafim aymin kadosh. Srafim is the higher angels. They say kadosh one time. Why? Machmas hasagosam orinsei baruch hu. They comprehend the infinite light of Hashem. Shehu muvdo v'les machshava tvisabei. When you say kadosh, what does kadosh mean? I understand that there's or Ein Sof, that there's a light of Hashem that's above me, and I want to connect to it. So I say kadosh. I want to connect to this light. But why do they say 3 times? Neged tlas almin. Neged means it corresponds to the 3 worlds. Which 3 worlds? Biyah, Bria, Yitzira, Asiya. He puts it in one word, Biyah. So now he explains in the parentheses. That means the next paragraph has like a parenthesis. He just explains, what does it mean? Just like in Gan Eden, this we spoke about. There's 2 levels in Gan Eden. What the soul in Gan Eden is a much higher level in the higher Gan Eden. Then in the lower Gan Eden, the angels that are called Srafim, they are also in the world of Gan Eden Ha'elyon, because Gan Eden HaTachton, the lower level Gan Eden is Yitzira, the higher level of Gan Eden is Bria. Srafim, the angels of Srafim, they are in the world of Bria, so they are on the higher level of Gan Eden. Shemasigim Oren Seif, Muvdol, Ve'ich Shekol Hamshacha, everything they get is only al yedei tzimtzum. The only thing the angel could comprehend is only the little light that Hashem condenses, which is the ois, Yud. You remember we said Yud is a very small, because Hashem has to condense the infinite light into a Yud. Aval atzmas orin seif baruch hu, but God's infinite light, who kadosh muvdal. Ulafi shehem bevriya, since these angels, which is Srafim, which world are they in? The world of Bria. Shureishis is havasa yesh ra'ayin. Therefore, they understand how Hashem is above it. So, in other words, they are the highest angels that are in the highest world of the world of creation. Meaning like this: there's 4 worlds. There's Atzilut, but Atzilus is not the world of creation. That's the world of
reach of human.
Right, and it's out of reach of angels. Bria is called Bria because it's the beginning of creation. Yitzira and Asiya. So these angels are the highest of the 3. So they understand that there's something even above them, which is Atzilut. So they say, Kadosh, Hashem, boy, you're so holy. Because they are on the highest of the 3. So they say one time Kadosh. Because they're already at the highest level. They just need to connect to the higher level, which is in Atzilut. That's the angels that are called Srafim. Now let's go to the next paragraph. V'hinei ha'ofanim. Ofanim we say as the low angels, they're like we call it the circles. Heim lamata b'madrega. They're on a lower level. They're in the world of Yitzira. And that's why, what do they say? Baruch kavod Hashem im kaimai. They don't say kadosh. Kadosh means you want to connect to something holy. And you're getting holy and holy and holy. Baruch is not connection. Baruch is bringing down. Berech. We spoke about it many times in Chassidut. Baruch is not a blessing. Baruch is drawing down a light to a lower level. That's why when I make a bracha, I bring down the light of Hashem into the food or into the mitzvah, whatever I do. So what do these angels say? Baruch kavod Hashem. Mimikomo. What does that mean? Zu midas malchusi is baruch. That goes on malchus kol ha'olamim. Shekol ha'olamim cheneseis is a baruch. V'nimshav cheneseviv mi'alma deskasya. So in other words, what they say is very simple. They say, listen, we're not going to reach Bria Yitzir. We're not there. We just want Hashem to bring down some of His light to us so we could give it to the world. We're not focusing on going up. We're focusing on bringing down. So Baruch Kavod means bring down your glory. Kavod is like glory, like bring down your Mim Komo. What's Mim Komo? From Atzilut, bring it down, and we'll share it with the world.
So
you understand the difference? So we say, V'ofanim v'chayas HaKodesh b'rash gadol. Why b'rash? They're so far from Ein Sof. They're in Yetzirah. The further you are, the more you're screaming, oh! So they say, you know what? We don't say kadosh. Just Baruch Kavod. Bring down some of your glory and let's share it with the world. Give us some of the glory. We'll share it with the people. And that's what he says. Obirinin. There are two types of angels. Remember I told you? Yesh behem b'chinas mashpiyim. There are angels that they provide. They give us. Shehim mashpiyim. Page 24. Kol hashpais lo'elam hazeh al yidei hamazolis. These are angels that their job is to bring all the energy of the spiritual world to this world. They're the funnels to bring everything to this world. Vehem huadei ofanim. That's their job. And that's why they say Baruch Kavod. What does Baruch mean? Hamshacha. Hamshacha means to draw down. Sheyumshach, I want to bring down Kavod Hashem. Mimkaimai. What do you mean Mimkaimai? Shemkaimai olam. Baruch hamakoim v'hamshachas hashefed le'ela shemamshichin ha'ifan ben Baruch. They're just bringing down the energy of Hashem into this world. That's our job. That's one type of malachim. That's ofanim. V'yesh malachim, page 24, the second paragraph on the right. Shemekablim dein midein, ve'einem mashpiim klal lamata. They're not providers. They're just receivers. Rak hem b'chinas mekablim. They're just, who are they? B'chinas hasrafim. They're the angels that are srafim. Why? What do they do a whole day? They just say, kadosh, kadosh. They want to get closer to the white light. They want to go up and up and up. They're higher than these angels that provide. V'zeu shekosov eilef alofim yishamshuni v'ribui revavim kadamo yikomon. Pirush kadamo yikomon ha'imchenes asafim kamad. This says, Daniel. If you ever learn the prophet of Daniel, he says, again, it's much more than that, but he says, there's thousands of angels that serve God, and there's tens of thousands that stand before God. What is the difference between serving God or stand before God? That's the difference between Ofanim and Serafim. Serafim, their whole thing is to stand before God. Then there is the ones that Shamshuni. They help God bring God to this world. That's Ofanim. But it doesn't, the numbers don't get caught up in numbers. There's a lot more than that. It's just different levels. Because I don't want to get into it too much, but in biblical Torah, there's only 5 levels of numbers. You know about this or no? There's singles. That means 1 through 10 is single. Mm-hmm. Then there is called tens, which is esrim, shloshim, arba'im. Then you have me'ot in the Torah. You have alafim, and then the final one is revava. Revava is the highest, it's 10,000. So when the Torah wants to say 120,000, it says 10 revava. But there's no number 120,000. It's eser revava. Or, if I want to say 600,000 Jews left Egypt, I say shishim ribui. 60 10,000s. How much is 60 times 10,000? 600,000. So the reason this is a side note, I don't want to get you mistracked. So in Torah, the lower numbers are a lower energy. A higher number is a higher energy. Why? Because it has more in it. So singles is only one. 10s or 20 means it has 100 has more, 1,000 has more, and 10,000 has more. So the angels that are higher angels, it says the words riboy rivevon. You see that?
No.
The third paragraph in Daniel. You see that?
Yes.
Elef alfen yishamshuni. There's thousands of thousands that serve me, and riboy rivevon kademoy. And there's tens of thousands. What does it mean? The higher angels like Srafim, they're riboy rivevon, because that's the highest energy that there is. 10,000s. There's riboy rivevon. There's there's millions. The lower angels, which is Ophanim, they're Elef. They're only the thousands. There's thousands of thousands, but they're on the level of Aluf. They're not on the level of Riboy.
So who is the Malachim that were upset with Moshe Rabbeinu and Moshe Allah el Elohim? Went over everybody. Is the Ophanim?
No.
For sure, Fanim.
Because he busted, right?
Yeah. So you want to know if he was above Srafim?
Yeah.
For Moshe, I would say was. You know why? He was Atzilut.
That's it.
Because it says by Moshe, he said, V'nachnu ma. We spoke about the word ma means I'm nothing. In Atzilut, there's nothing. It's just Hashem through you. That's what Moshe was. Moshe was nothing. Meaning in the sense, what do you mean nothing? His whole being was just Hashem through him. An angel feels they exist. So even the higher angel that's burning to Hashem, I love Hashem. I love Hashem. And he wants to get closer and closer, but it's all about him getting closer. By Moshe, he doesn't exist. V'nachnu ma, who am I? I'm just the funnel of Hashem. So he's even above angels. By the way, it says, interesting, when Mashiach will come, the angels are going to say to us, kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Wow, the Jew is holy, holy, holy. They're from Atzilut. We're only from Bria. Now we say it to Hashem. But then it's going to be to the Jewish people. Now, remember we spoke about this? When we do in the Shema, we say Yotze Or, Hashem creates light. Yotzer is Yitzira. And Bore is Bria. What's higher? Bria. And Yotzer is lower, it's Yitzira. So why do we say the Yotzer is light and the Bria is Chosher?
Why
Choshech is something that
above me.
exists, yeah.
No, so he says like this. The reason we say Yotzer Or Ubor Chosher for us, Yitzira is light, we understand it.
Yeah.
Bria is too above us. You remember we said like the parchment? For us, the parchment would be dark. Meaning, it'll be too much light. We wouldn't know what's going on. Yitzira is already lower level. So we say Yotzer Or. Yitzira is for us, for our world, it's light because it's a much lower level, so we can connect to it. Bria, it's too above me. It's like, it's infinite. I get lost. So he says, Yitzira hu b'chinas Or. Why? Why is Yitzira Or? Shemesham nimshach hashpa lamata. Where do the angels of Ophanim live? In Yitzira, and they give us light. Right? V'hu madregas ha'Ophanim hamashpiyin lamata l'chol ha'behemois. They give, by the way, these angels of Ophanim, they're not only giving humans, all the animals get energy from these angels. Every animal has an angel that's on top of them that gives them energy from Ophanim.
A plant,
Everything. Hamashpiyin v'chayis v'gam katan, he says, a young child ad yud gimel shana until your bar mitzvah, you get from the angels called Efanim. And that's why it's called Or. Why? For us, the lower it is, the more light it is for us, because we could understand it. You understand? So for us, it's Eish Levana Lefi Shemei Mashpia Lamata. For us, the white light, meaning what's white light mean? It's the light that I could connect to. The light that I could understand. For us, that's bright. So for us, what's light is the lower level. What's dark, the higher level. Because the higher it is, the darker it is for us. Yoshev, V'Seiser, Elyon. It's true. For Hashem, it's just the opposite. The closer it is to Hashem, it's light. And the further it is, it's dark. But that's our light. Because for us, we can't get close. For us, the close will be dark. Because it's too much light. You understand the point? So he says, for us, the angels in Bria, they're the black fire. For us, the angels in Yetzirah are white, light. The angels in Bria, they're for us dark. Why dark? It's too above us. Not dark that they're dark. They are light that's above our comprehension.
We can't even look at it.
We can't even connect to it. It's like, look, if you look now and at the bright sun, it's going to be dark for you after a minute because the sun is just going to burn out the whole side. So for you, the sunlight is dark. Can you imagine that? So what's light for you? This light is light. Why? I can look at it. It's very diminished. It's small. For Hashem, the sunlight is dark. It's the closer you are for Hashem. Anyway, so he says, so the angels of Srafim, they're considered to us what? Black light, because they're too above us. They're above it, and they're always going higher and higher and higher. That is the difference between kadosh and baruch. Kadosh hu masha muvdol v'les machshava tvisa b'klal v'hu b'chenes yoshes choishes sidsoi. What's kadosh? Something that's above us. B'chenes baruch. What's baruch? Is the lower level. That's already coming down to us, which was the Efanim. Zeu eish levana. That's for us a white light. Lias gilu lamata. Ach zeu mimata l'mayla. That's when you look from our perspective. So for us, what's light? The lower level. Yitzira, the angels of Efanim. And what's dark? Bria and the angels of Safim. For us, that's dark. That's when you look from this, us. Ach mo'mayla lamata. But if you look from God's perspective, it's just the opposite. Shebchinas kadosh nikrei shlevana. The closer you are to Hashem, you're the white light, because you're shining. L'gabi b'chinas baruch kavod. When you're dealing with the lower light that goes down to this world, malchuscha, which comes down to this world, that's already dark. Why? Ki kadosh b'chinas kesa. When you say kadosh, that's the crown. Crown is like the highest level above Atzilus, which is two levels: kavod tata, kavod elah, chachmei elah. V'akol, that's called Eishayin Chayim, meaning the Agav Klab. Nimsa Kadosh Baruch Sha'im Nasaf Efanim Zeh B'chinas Eish Levan Al Gab Eish Chayra. Now we understand. When the angels Srafim Efanim say Kadosh and Baruch, it's the white light on the black light. What's the white light? The angels of Baruch. What's the black light? The angels of Kadosh. That's the way we see it. And for the way Hashem sees it, the white light is the angels of Kadosh, and the black light are the angels of Baruch. V'zeu shanika kain kadosh Baruch b'choshay b'chinas elu yachad kadosh Baruch. Hu hamshachas g'on sev shu kadosh Baruch. So now, what does it got to do with what we spoke about the whole time? It's called shchoira ani v'nava. Think about it. The only way we could enjoy light is if it's dark. If it wasn't dark in the light, we would never enjoy it. So for us, the beauty is that it's shchora. It's beautiful when it's dark. Because if it wasn't dark, there would be such disaster that we wouldn't know what's going on. Shchoira, burned, consumed. So it's interesting because the ink that's on the parchment, what did we say? The ink is already the letter. That's already condensed. The parchment for us is white. For Hashem, it's just the opposite. Because for Hashem, the further you are from Hashem, it's dark, and the closer you are. So for us, the parchment is like dark, and the letters give us light. I learned Bereshit today. I understand it. I read the Mefarshim. It makes sense. It's all letters. For Hashem, it's so dark, those letters, because it's so condensed. For us, Baruch Hashem, we have words and letters so we can understand what's going on. For Hashem, the parchment is light. For us, the parchment is dark. If I just have parchment, I won't have anything. You get? So it's opposites of a thing. V'hina yafanim. We're finishing this paragraph. Lafish Hashem imchinas kadosh. Look what happens. So you have two types of angels. You have oifanim with the lower angels, and you have seraphim, the higher. But they hear each other. It's like in a classroom. You have one class here and one class right there, and they hear this seraphim screaming kadosh, kadosh, and they don't know what the seraphim is going on. So look what happens. Lafish Hashem imchinas kadosh. They hear the angels of seraphim saying kadosh. You know, kadosh, because they're going higher and higher. And the Fanim know they can't get there, you know, they're the lower angels. So they scream, B'rash Gadol. What's Rash Gadol? Rash who bitul ba'orin say baruch hu, lotzeis menarkikam vasagosam kefi mizgam techonosam machmas sheshem edavchem elokei chesagosam. This is an interesting concept. When do you get so excited? Not when you learn something you already know. Excitement is when it's something new you never heard of. Even if it's not such a smart concept, and it's not so intelligent, but it's a chidush. You know what a chidush means? Like it's something, wow, it's a chidush. This is something new. I walked out with a nice, exciting, something new. For Ifanim, which is the lower angels, they don't understand the seraphim. So when they hear the seraphim going higher and higher, they understand that there must be, that there's such a high level they can't reach, and they're never going to reach. But they get so excited knowing that there's such a high level that they can't reach. They say, okay, Hashem, you know what? We can't reach that level. But Baruch Kavoid Hashem. Could you bring us a little of that level that the seraphim are going to? Could you give us a little of that and we'll share it with the world? Hashem says, yeah. But I'm going to darken it for you. Because if I leave it the way seraphim have it, you're gone. You know what it says in Talmud? When the angels were complaining about why Hashem gave the Torah to the Jews, so it says Hashem stuck out his finger and he burned the angels. The angels were consumed.
Two of the.
Yeah, they were consumed. He stuck out his finger. What do you mean? What kind of finger? He gave them too much light. So when he stuck out means he revealed himself. They couldn't handle, boom, they're gone. So no angels complained after that. They said, Hashem, you know.
Remove the filter.
Remove the filter, then it's gone. There's nothing there. So the Ofanim say, okay, I'm not going to reach the Seraphim, but I'm so excited that there's such a high level that I can reach. Could you give me a little of that? Baruch Kvoid Hashem Imkomo. Could you draw down some of this Kvod Hashem, this glory? Could you give us a little? So that's what he says. Yashekeini hasrafim av shehem gam kein teim levada. Even though they're also a part of Hashem on a higher level. But for them, Srafim, since they're on such a high level Bria, it's not a chidush that Hashem is above them. They got it. That's part of their whole life. They're totally nullified. It's like someone said to me, for a tzaddik to be a tzaddik, not a chidush. But for us to do one thing that a tzaddik does, that's a chidush.
They have a different thing.
You know, for the Rebbe to be a tzaddik, what else is the Rebbe? Right. For us to do one thing that the Rebbe does, that's a chidush.
Like about tshuva.
Yeah, about tshuva, exactly. About tshuva is doing what the tzaddik does naturally, for him it's a chidush, something new. And that's, by the way, he says the difference between weekday and Shabbos. Keben krach shiras hamelech or keben kfar. I don't know if you're familiar. In Chassidut and in Talmud, there's a difference between living in a village or living in a city. It's called ben krach and ben kfar. What's the difference? The people in the city, they see
the palace.
They see the palace, they see the government, they deal with it a whole day, go to the, people in the village, they're with the farms, they don't know what the government when. When they see the the king coming, it's a chidush. For us, we see it every day, we deal with it every day. So he says that's the difference between the srafim and the ofanim. The srafim is like, what do you mean? This is our city. God is here. We're comfortable with it. It's not, we don't get so excited. The ofanim, for them it's a chidush. Wow. God, wow. For them it's a chidush. That's the difference between the weekday and Shabbat. On Shabbat, we're like on the level of Srafim, Vinasafim. Lafi she'abitul shalem v'chinis eskasya pnimis, al kein mamshichin gam v'chinis kadosh, mamshichin helam, v'yifanim she'beton galia, they bring kavod, baruch, which is the oisius of his galia. So the Ifanim, what do they give us? They give us, like we call it, the little dark letters that we could enjoy, they give it to us. Kitzur, v'zeu gam ken she'asofim oim kadosh, v'yifanim baruch, Kastrofim, where did the Sofim come from? Bria. And that's why we say, Bore, Choshech, for us, it's Eish Shchoira. For us, Bria is too dark, because it's above us, it's above our level. Kadamai, Akenem Kadesh, Muvdal, Yoshes Choshes Sisoi, Voifanim, Miyitzir, Yitzor, Mashmil, Maim Korkveva, Cholze, Nikra, Momata Lamaila. Okay, anyways, we finished this. Bezat Hashem, next week, we'll finish the Maimer, how it has to do with our life. Till now we spoke about angels, but what does it got to do with me and you? But at least we learned something about the angels. Anyways, L'chaim, Hashem should bless. So who said you're going to...